This is string value, right? String str. String str. Now done. Let's come here. So what is the return type? Void. We are setting the data. Now inside that we need to write a logic. What logic we need to write? Now this we need to assign to str value. Got it? Now equal to str. Done. This is setter logic. So once you are setting the value, you need to get the logic. Public. What we need return type? What it is? String, right? Return type string. Get str. So what we are going to get inside this? RETURN. Return str means this value. So for this we already creating manually. So manual creation is always, it will take time, right? But it will work now. You can see, you can come here. Got it how I have written?
Yes,
Now come here. So we are getting error because we do not have. Right click, run as Java application. Output test is there, right?
yes.
So like that, I don't want to write manually. Now you can see str we are used. Now what it is? It is warning. The value of the field poso example.name is not used. Not used means we did not write anything, just we define. Now what I want to do is source. You can see inside the source there are many setters and getters and toString, hash code, constructors. So constructor also you can define. This is the steps we are going to follow. Getters and setters. So see, str is not came, rest 2 came because which are not used, that only will appear here.
Okay.
Clear, generated. Now what we have generated? This we already defined. Now automatically we generate, it was generated. Nothing is there. The same like what we defined, right? It will define, right?
Yes.
Got it, Naveen?
Yes, sir.
Now you can come here. Just you can enable this. Man, now you can do your own way. If you are okay with create manually, you can go, or else you can go for source generated. So as a Java developer, as we are using Eclipse, always we will go for Eclipse generation. Okay. Okay. Now we are clear on POSO. What is the POSO? What is the rules for POSO? POSO will have, so when we are going to call it as POSO class, POSO will have only private methods, and for private methods setters and getters will be there, and there are no constructors. You are getting no constructors, no extension, no implementation, no annotations. So will be there, that we are going to call it as POSO. POSO is always help to exchange the data in between 2 layers, exchange the data between 2 objects. Clear?
Yes.
Now coming to static. So we already discussed about static class. Hope we already discussed it, right? Static is a keyword to use how objects are managed within the memory. So what is the major difference between instance variable and static variable? Many times we discussed. Static variable, what is the difference between static variable and instance variable? Static variable, by using class we are going to call. Instance variable, whenever object will create, it will call. Got it? Static means class level variable. Means whenever you define one variable static, it will go for specific memory allocation in JVM. Static object always belongs to the class instead of instance variable. Getting static objects always will be belongs to class level. Instance variables always will be object level. The purpose of this class, so it's inherited classes. The static class cannot contain static members only. You cannot create an object for static classes. This is the main. So once you are defining the static classes, So you will not be able to create any object. That is the main motto. Getting?
Yes, sir.
So once you define one class as a static, you cannot create the object. You should be always called by using class name. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you. Now let's take another example. Now Pozo, we are clear. New class static example. Clear? What it is saying? Syntax token. See, now statics objects belong to specific to the class instead of instance of the class. You are getting right. Static variables always based on class name dot. You are getting what I'm saying? Class name dot variable name we need to call. You can see public static. So static methods also like how we are going to call by using class name only. Now you can come here and see. We are creating object. Now come here. For what we have created for test class, you can define this over here. Let's see what will happen. Now you have defined one method you are going to write. By display so now what is going on here? Now you can see object dot display. Right click, run as Java application. So it was printed. Are you getting what I am doing? So I have created object for static class and I am trying to print. Now, so we can ignore these two steps and try to call this. So what is the value you are getting? Only variable you are getting. Are you clear what I am saying? Don't get confused. Just try to understand. S dot st. Now what is the output? XYZ. Now let's try to keep this as static. What will happen? Earlier we got error, right? Now
Yes.
test start. So what is the method is appearing? Display. Right click, run as Java application. Getting what I'm saying? See, static is the class. Static is always is the class which we are going to get at class level, specific to class, and variable also, even methods also getting based on the class level. Static is a class which we don't want to create any object. Directly it will call at class level memory allocation will happen when JVM will start. More than that, nothing is there. Clear?
Clear.
See what it is saying? Illegal modifier for the static example. Only public, abstract, and final are permitted. Getting? So we cannot define main class as a static. So we can define subclasses as a static classes.
ఇన్ కేస్ మెయిన్ క్లాస్ లో మనము మన వేరియబుల్స్ డిక్లేర్ చేస్తే డైరెక్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని కాల్ చేస్తాం.
Yeah. Now we are clear on static class. Pose on static, right? Static is always for class level. Now what is concurrent class? What is concurrent class? So concurrent class is the class so which we are having, which we are not having any abstract methods, and the class is having an implementation of for all of its methods. Suppose you are defined two methods, right? So the two methods should be having implementation. Clear what I'm saying? So whatever the class you are defining, you are having two methods. So that two methods should have some logic. Clear or any confusion?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే.
So what is concurrent class? See, now you are defining two methods. Let's take one example. Why? Clear? Now take one more new class. Take abstract class. Test abstract. Now you define and you are trying to void. Just try to understand void. What I am doing now? I am trying to create one abstract class and I am trying to use that in another class, which is static example. Got it right? What I am doing? So what abstract class is contains? So abstract class is contains test one method. So I am trying to extend this whenever I'm trying to extend this. So if any method is having this abstract classes, so the same method should be implemented over here. Getting? See these three methods. So these three methods should have some implementation. At least once is out. Getting?
Okay. Yes.
At least XYZ logic should be there. That's what concurrent class means. Whatever the parent class abstract method is having, this suppose let us assume there are 5 methods. All 5 methods should be have some implementation logic in child class, or else you are not trying to extend anything. Just you are defining 3 methods. Even though that 3 methods should have some implementation, that we are going to call it as concurrent class.
Concrete.
So means it should not be an empty body. It should be some logic. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then we are going to call it as concurrent. Any normal class which does not have any abstract methods, or means which does not have any abstract methods. Like here, there is no abstract method. Getting what I am saying?
Yes.
See, abstract method means just defining the skeleton. See, if you are defining the skeleton, right? So what will happen? So this will be abstract, means we do not have any body. You are getting just skeleton we are defining.
Yes.
So abstract class is nothing but just defining the skeleton. We don't want to write any other logic. See, if you try to write, you will get error. Not here, we will see public. So means abstract method we cannot write anything, just we need to define. This was the concept of abstract. So which does not have any implementation for all. They cannot have unimplemented methods. Like unimplemented method means just we at the rate override method we are going to use. We don't want to do anything. So concrete class simply you can remember. So that the class which do not have abstract methods and it should have all methods which we are having should be implemented. Got it right?
Yes.
So that we are going to call it as concrete method. Hope you got it right. What is concrete class? So this is the concrete class example. So concrete class we are going to give this sum method, inside that some logic, and we are passing. Now clear on static. Now abstract class. Abstract class is declared with an abstract keyword and have 0 or more abstract methods. Getting 0 or more, just now we defined, right? 0 or more abstract methods.
Okay.
Now this body should not have. Control Shift F. Now you can come here. We try to extend this one only, right? No. Yes, now you can see. So what we are having, whenever you are defining one abstract method, it doesn't contain any body. Getting right? So if you are defining one abstract method, definitely just we need to define the method definition. We no need to define anything. That's what they are mentioning. Keyword have 0 or more abstract methods. These classes are incomplete classes because incomplete means so it doesn't have any implementation. Uses to abstract class with strictly needed extended abstract classes to concrete classes means whatever the methods we are doing here, so we are going to extend here and we are trying to implement the logic. Getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Getting or any confusion? So just we are trying to extend here and see now what is the error you are getting? You can remove as of now. See, whenever you are trying to get abstract class, what is the method is there? There are two methods. Let me define it. Another one is test2 and this is the method. Clear? Now there are two methods I have defined in abstract classes. So what is the abstract method? Abstract method will contain only declaration of method. Default methods like other methods apart from abstract keyword. So if you are defining one method, it is simple method. Now you can see when I am trying to extend this abstract class, what is going on? Add unimplemented method. So what we need to do? Test1 we need to override. What about this? What about this? It is not at all asking to override. Now if you want to override abstract, so first you need to delete this body. Getting what I'm saying? Now
Yes, sir.
it's a skeleton we are defining. Now you can see again we will get the exception here because one more unimplemented method we need to extend. Now what it is contained, is this concurrent class? No, right? Some XYZ implementation should here, right?
Yes.
Then it is going to become concurrent class. Now this is concurrent class. That is what they are saying. Abstract keyword have one or more abstract method. These classes are incomplete classes. Therefore, to run an abstract class, we strictly need to extend the abstract class to concurrent class. Now, what is this? This is concurrent class. This is abstract class. What is abstract class? Abstract class is we are going to define by using abstract keyword. At least it should have one abstract method, one or 0 abstract methods. Getting?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So based on that abstract methods, our child class is going to invoke that we are going to class as subclass. This subclass is going to use the logic for that. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now you can see interface X into product, abstract class product implements X. So once we implement X, what should happen? This product should override here. And what is the abstract class? Again, we are trying to extend here. Now, finally, what we need to do? We need to invoke this in abstract class object here, and we need to implement it. Got it? Got it or any confusion? So always we need to use this method, main method. Inside the main method, we need to create this like this object, product object. Then we are trying to call that. Hope you are getting what I'm saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now abstract part also. Yeah. Yeah, you can ask.
What is exactly is on abstract is a skeleton method.
That's what I'm going to tell you. Suppose you are writing. Suppose ICSA is the ATM is the best example. So what are the skeletons will be available? First, we need to input that card, right? So input method we are going to card input, then card validation. So for all ATMs, it should be the steps, right? So means skeleton steps, skeleton interfaces or skeleton steps they will provide. Now your logic would be your requirement. See, now let's take best example. Now let me do that, then you will understand. This is ATM abstract. Now change this to ATM abstract. Now clear. First step would be card. Clear? Validate card. Then PIN number validation. Valid PIN. After that, what will happen? After valid PIN, valid amount. After amount, withdraw amount, right?
Balance.
Withdraw amount. Next, balance check. So let's take these all steps. Now this is the ATM like RBI is providing. These are the steps you need to follow if you are having ICICI Bank, if you are having HDFC. So this is the skeleton created by ICICI Bank. Now, sorry, RBI Bank, RBI rules. Now every bank, let's take this as ICICI. You are getting, I think.
Yes, sir.
Now what we need to do? So this ICICI Bank always follow these rules, right? Getting or any confusion?
No.
Yeah. Now coming to, again you need to create one more HDFC Bank ATM. Extends this ATM abstract. These all steps it's always should follow, right?
Yeah.
So means skeleton is providing as a part of requirement. Internal implementation is up to you. Means, see, now my charges, when I am trying to go for 5 times override, so you are going to charge 25 or 26, like 10 rupees. So if bank to bank you are going to get, but RBI is like fixedly saying 25 rupees I am going to deduct when the 5 times is limit is 5 times withdraw is done in same bank. But some banks will make it as 50 rupees, right? Based on their service charges. So at that time, the skeleton is RBI providing, implementation is their own logic. Now coming to ICI, they will do some other logic, other vendor logic they will provide and they will use. But based on their requirement, they will do their internal implementation. But skeleton never change. Suppose let us assume there is another feature came. Another feature, let us assume. Abstract Y, like withdraw limit is increased. Withdraw limit condition. So till 5 lakhs, RBI is going to enable withdraw. Withdraw limit, they are going to create one abstract class. So once we create, every bank which is this abstract class using, right, that bank always, see now always by default they will get error because RBI is published new features. For that they created one method. So then if ICICI is not extending this service, we won't work. You are getting what is unimplemented method? Another unimplemented method is there. Now come here. What it is? Withdraw. Whenever their future we need to use, then only our logic will work. Getting what I'm saying? This is the one of the best feature. Means whenever we are like this, there are insurance rules, medical rules everywhere. There is a central government or local government policy will be there. Based on that only they are going to define certain rules. That rules we are going to make it as an abstract. They won't define any business logic. They will define the skeletons and share with us. So based on our requirement, we are going to implement the business logic. Clear? Hope you are clear.
Yes, Anna. Very much.
Now let's come here. Now abstract class also clear. What is final? So final we already discussed, right? So variable level, class level, method level. Once we define, so we can able to. So it cannot override any subclass. If you define any class as final, now let's take this example. Just I'm making it as final. Clear? Final, we cannot define any abstract class. Clear? This is the final class. Come here. So we are trying to extend here. So this will be already removed. So what is the error you are getting? You can see here. We already saw this. Remove final modifier for ATM abstract. That's what we are going to say. So if you are defining one class, you cannot override any subclass. Class has been declared final, cannot be subclassed. So it helps to lot while creating an immutable class. Means once you define this class as final, so whatever the values you are assigning here, you cannot change at the JVM level, like public, static, string, str equal xyz. Now this is the fixed content, it won't be changed. Now if you want to get this, come here, remove this, nothing is there, just come here, dot, 1 minute, main, control V dot, what is the available? str.
No.
Directly you can use, but it never change. It never change. Everywhere the value would be same.
Okay.
Clear? Means you are defining one class as final, so it won't change. This we are going to use final classes for defining the static queries like SQL queries and defining the standard strings. Like, see, now you want to display one dashboard name should be ICICI dashboard. So ICICI dashboard always will be static value, right?
Yes.
Defining the constants values, defining the SQL queries, defining all the all the constants across the application would be the same. Then we are going to use final. Clear? Okay. Now you are clear on what is POSO, what is static, what is concrete, what is abstract, so what is final. Now inner classes, we have 4 inner classes, right? Anonymous, static, and that tomorrow we will discuss. Okay.
Okay.
Today we discussed what we discussed. What is recursive? So what are the classes? What is POSO class? What is static class? What is abstract class? What is final class? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Just go through and try to understand the more on the concept. Try to spend at least 1 or 2 hours. So then try to learn it. So what I am saying is